My beloved brothers and sisters in faith, sometimes we feel broken. We carry pain that nobody sees. We cry in the middle of the night and the only one who hears us is Allah. And yet we wonder, why is my dua not answered? I've been asking for so long, but here's the truth we often forget. Dua itself is an answer. The fact that Allah gave you the ability and the guidance to turn to Him, to raise your hands and speak to Him, to cry to Him, is already a sign that He loves you. He is listening, and He will never let your words go to waste. Dua is not a transaction, it's a relationship. It's not about asking once and walking away. It's about building a deep, meaningful and ongoing connection with the one who created you. Sometimes Allah delays the response, not to punish you, but to uplift you, to allow you to keep calling out to Him, to keep you close, because in that dua, your heart softens, your soul purifies, and your faith grows stronger. Don't let the delay make you lose hope. We are too quick to give up. We ask for something, and if it doesn't come immediately, we think Allah has ignored us. No! Allah never ignores a sincere caller. Even if the whole world has abandoned you, if you're still calling out to Allah, you are never alone. The most powerful, the most merciful is still with you. Remember this? Sometimes Allah holds back what you want because He's protecting you from something you cannot see. And sometimes He gives you something better than what you even asked for. But it takes time for you to realize it. What you think is a delay may actually be a mercy. What you think is silence may actually be preparation. And what you think is rejection may actually be redirection. My brothers and sisters, let's reflect on the people before us. The prophets, the most beloved to Allah, even they had to wait. Prophet Ibrahim A.S. waited decades for a child. Prophet Zakaria A.S. made dua for years before Yahya A.S. was born. Prophet Yunus A.S. called from the depths of the darkness and Allah responded. What made their duas powerful? Consistency, patience, sincerity, and absolute hope in Allah. Don't let shaitan deceive you. Don't let him plant doubts in your heart. He wants you to stop making dua because he knows that your dua is a weapon. It's your lifeline. It's your light in the darkness. Keep making dua. Even if you repeat the same words every night. Even if your voice breaks. Even if all you can say is, Ya Allah, help me. That is enough. Allah hears. Allah knows. And Allah responds. And sometimes the response is not in what you receive, but in what you become. You become more patient, more humble, more reliant on Allah, more connected to your Creator. And what could be better than that? So my dear brothers and sisters, don't lose hope. You are not forgotten. You are not ignored. You are being heard. And the one who hears you is the one who can move mountains, split seas, and change hearts. Until something happens, keep making dua. Because Allah is listening. Always. Dua is one of the most powerful forms of worship in Islam, and it connects the heart of a believer directly to Allah. When a person raises their hands and calls out to the Almighty, they are not just asking for something. They are expressing their faith, their reliance, their love, and their humility. It is a moment of deep submission. No matter where you are, what language you speak, or what state you are in, the moment you turn to Allah sincerely, He hears you. That connection is something beyond words. It is a spiritual rope that ties your soul to your Creator. You don't need anyone in between. You don't need a place or time in the depths of your struggle, even when your lips cannot form words and your heart is just trembling in pain. That is still dua. That is still a conversation with Allah. Many people misunderstand the purpose of dua. They think it's only about getting what they want. So when things don't happen their way, they stop. They become frustrated and say, what's the point? But dua is not just about the outcome. It is a form of worship in itself. The Prophet said that dua is the essence of worship. Why? Because when you make dua, you admit that you are weak and that only Allah can help. You are saying, Ya Allah, I trust you more than I trust myself. I need you more than I need anything else in this world. And that kind of faith, that kind of tawakkul is beloved to Allah. Sometimes Allah keeps you in that state of dua for a reason. It might be that the delay is meant to strengthen you, to make you more grateful, to purify your heart. Or maybe it is to protect you from something that you don't even know is harmful. The wisdom of Allah is far beyond our understanding. You might cry for something today thinking it's good for you, but only Allah knows what's best. And in your crying, in your begging, your soul is drawing nearer to Him. That nearness itself is a blessing greater than the thing you're asking for. And remember, dua is the one act that can change what's written. Destiny is in the hands of Allah, and sincere dua has the power to shift the course of what is decreed. So even when things seem fixed, even when you feel like there is no way out, dua opens doors you never imagined. It reaches places you cannot reach, and it works in ways that your mind cannot grasp. As long as you're alive, as long as you have breath, keep calling out. Because every time you make dua, you are investing in your future, in your akhirah, and in your relationship with your Rabb. Don't let go of that rope. Keep it firm. Because Allah never turns away a heart that comes to Him sincerely. One of the most comforting truths in Islam is that Allah's delay is never a denial. Sometimes when we don't see immediate results after making dua, we begin to doubt ourselves. We think, maybe I'm not worthy, or maybe Allah isn't listening to me. But the reality is that Allah is always listening, and He never ignores a sincere caller. It's just that His wisdom is beyond our understanding. What you perceive as a delay might actually be Allah preparing something far greater for you. His timing is always perfect. We rush, but Allah knows when the right moment is. And when it arrives, everything will fall into place in a way that you never expected. Delays are a test. They test your patience, your sincerity, and your faith. When you continue making dua despite not seeing immediate results, it shows that your connection with Allah is not conditional. You're not just calling upon Him to get something. You're calling upon Him because you trust Him, you rely on Him, and you love Him. And that's powerful. That's real faith. Real faith is when you believe even while you're waiting. Real faith is when you say, even if I don't see it happening yet, I know Allah is doing what's best for me. It's also important to remember that we are limited in our perspective. We only see the present, maybe a little bit of the past, and we guess about the future. But Allah sees everything. He knows what happened, what is happening, and what will happen. So if He delays something, it's for a reason. That reason might be protection, it might be preparation, it might be elevation. Sometimes we're not ready for what we're asking, and if Allah were to give it to us at the wrong time, it might harm us. So He holds it back, not to punish us, but to shield us. That's mercy, not rejection. Look at the lives of the prophets. Their du'as were not always answered immediately. Yusuf Ayas remained in prison for years. Musa Ayas had to flee his home and wait years before returning. Even our beloved Prophet Muhammad faced hardship and trials while making constant dua. Yet their stories always ended in Allah's mercy and wisdom prevailing. They were patient and they trusted the process. So when you make dua and it takes time, remind yourself, Allah is not ignoring you. Allah is not forgetting you. Allah is preparing something better. The answer may be around the corner, or it may come in a form you didn't expect. But it will come at the best possible time, in the best possible way. Your job is to stay firm in faith. Keep making dua and believe that your Rabb knows what you do not. Trust in His plan, because His plan is always better than your own. When we make dua, we often expect one kind of answer, a clear yes that brings what we ask for exactly as we imagined. But in reality, Dua is always heard and always answered, just not always in the way we expect. Allah responds to every sincere prayer, but the response comes in different forms. Sometimes He gives you exactly what you asked for, immediately. Sometimes He delays it until the right time. Sometimes He gives you something even better than what you asked for. And sometimes He removes a calamity or harm from your life in place of what you asked. And in some cases He stores the reward of that dua for the hereafter, where it will come to you in a way far more valuable than anything you could have received in this world. That is the beauty of dua. It is never wasted. Not a single word, not a single tear, not a single moment of sincere calling to Allah is lost. Even when you feel like nothing is happening, everything is happening. Allah is recording your patience, strengthening your faith, and perhaps even saving you from unseen harm. If you only knew what you were being protected from because of your dua, you would fall in saddah, in gratitude. But our limited vision only sees what's in front of us. So we assume that silence means rejection. But Allah's silence is never neglect. It is wisdom. There are people who asked for something they thought was good, but if they had received it, it would have brought pain, loss, or even pulled them away from their deen. And so Allah in His mercy withheld it. Not because He didn't care, but because He cared more than they understood. It's like a child begging their parent for a sharp knife. They may cry for it thinking it's a toy, but a wise parent won't hand it over. In the same way, Allah knows what's best for us, even when we don't. And then there are moments when you've been making the same dua for years and suddenly something better happens. You realize later that what you were asking for was small compared to what Allah had planned for you. That's when you truly understand that Allah's answers come in the most beautiful forms. Sometimes He gives you patience, sometimes He gives you strength, sometimes He changes your heart so you no longer want what you were crying for. And that too is an answer. Dua is not just a request, it's a demonstration of your belief. When you keep making dua with full trust, even when you don't see the results, you are showing Allah that you believe in His promise. That's what brings blessings. That's what brings barakah. So never think your dua is unheard. The response is always there. It may come in ways you didn't expect, but it always comes in the form that is best for you. Keep your heart open to the wisdom of Allah's answers, and you'll never be disappointed. Never losing hope in dua is a sign of true belief and understanding of Allah's mercy. One of the most comforting realities in Islam is that Allah never tires of hearing your dua. No matter how many times you repeat it, no matter how long it takes, and no matter how broken you are when you make it. Human beings may get annoyed if you repeat yourself, but Allah loves it when His servant keeps calling out to Him. Every time you raise your hands and speak to Him, even with the same words, even with the same tears, it draws you closer to Him. And He responds in ways you may not yet understand. The Prophet taught us that as long as a person does not become impatient and say, I made dua and it wasn't answered, their dua continues to be accepted. This means the moment we stop believing that Allah is listening, that's the real loss. Because the power of dua doesn't lie in how quickly you see results. It lies in your faith. It lies in your certainty that no matter how dark life gets, Allah can bring light. That no matter how far you feel, Allah is still near. And that no matter how long you've been waiting, Allah's mercy is still coming. There are times in life when everything feels stuck. You've tried everything, spoken to everyone, done your best, and nothing changes. That's when dua becomes your ultimate source of strength. Because dua is not just about solving problems. It's about reminding yourself who is really in control. And when you place your trust in Allah, when you sincerely ask Him with hope, He gives you more than what you could ever plan for yourself. Some people feel ashamed or disheartened because they think they're sinful and not worthy of being heard. But remember, Allah never says that only the perfect can call upon Him. In fact, the broken-hearted, the ones who have messed up but turned back with sincerity, those are the du'as Allah loves the most. Even the one who has committed many sins but says, Ya Allah, forgive me, guide me, help me. That person is more beloved to Allah than we can ever imagine. So never let guilt or despair stop you from calling out to Him. Allah's mercy is far greater than your mistakes. His door is never closed. Even if the whole world turned its back on you, even if you feel like there's no one left to understand you, if you're still making dua, you are connected to the one who never abandons his servant. That connection is more powerful than anything in this world. So keep making dua, keep crying, keep hoping. Your voice is not lost in the heavens. Your dua is not empty. And your Lord is not deaf to your pain. Even if the results don't show up today, keep your heart firm with this belief. Allah is listening, and He will respond in the most perfect way at the most perfect time. Never lose hope. Never give up. My beloved brothers and sisters, always remember that dua is not just about getting what you want. It's about building a connection with the one who knows what's best for you. Every tear you shed, every whisper you make, every time you raise your hands with sincerity, Allah is listening. Just because you don't see things changing doesn't mean your dua is going unanswered. Allah may be protecting you, preparing you, or saving something greater for you. The key is to keep making dua, keep trusting Him, and never lose hope. Even when you feel tired, even when you feel like giving up, remind yourself that Allah's mercy is greater than your pain. Keep going, keep believing. The door of dua is always open, and the one behind that door is the most merciful, the most loving, the one who never turns away a heart that sincerely calls out to Him. So don't stop. Until something happens, keep making dua. Allah is listening, and He will never let you down. If this reminder touched your heart, don't forget to share it with others who may need some hope today. And subscribe for more powerful Islamic reminders that bring you closer to your Creator. May Allah bless you and accept every dua from your heart. Ameen.